on the fact that fraud is exaggerated. He is in a position to determine that. In 2021, there were numerous cases of amnesty. This year around again, we decided we were going to have cases of amnesty because people made mistakes in good faith. Those who deliberately violated the law will be prosecuted. We have had a case of our own UDP case, which we took to Supreme Court, which was thrown out. So I don't think it's in any position to adjudicate that there's an exaggeration of voter fraud. So you are entitled to your opinion, but please spare us your adjudication. Yes, I am Lamin Manneh, Deputy Secretary, External Affairs and Diaspora of the UDP.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manneh. Mr. Manneh, just here, earlier, during the discussions, question and answers with the IEC today, there was one question where the IEC responded to say that they have only, they highlighted one case. They didn't say they have only one case, but they highlighted one case. And of course, the gentleman from QTV, Mr. Ade Daramy, he was, trying to use that to say, you see, the numbers are very, very low. That fraud is very, very low.
Yeah.
What's your response to that? You were having a response to that.
Yeah, because that was only one case which was extreme. That person used AI to generate a voter's card and then wanted to have it replaced. And that case was so extreme, it had to be referred to the police immediately, and is currently in the courts. And that was the extreme case. But apart from that, we have had 24,058 cases of electoral fraud, because double registration is electoral fraud. Now, that fraud might have been inadvertent, people who made a mistake because they didn't understand the process, or people who were too lazy to go to their place, the place where they're supposed to have their voters' cards renewed or reissued. Those cases happen. And there have been real cases of actual fraud because there was corrupt intent manifest. People who registered 2, 3, 4 times. That was corruption. Corrupt intent is clear. And people who also use the same registration of voter cards, registration of ID cards, to be able to have them reissued with voter cards in several places. That is also corrupt intent manifest. So those cases were there. Now, out of the 24,058 cases of multiple registration, when the adjudication was done, it was found out that 14,334 people were involved. That's quite a large number. And all of those people are potential fraud perpetrators. Now, we had a meeting with the IEC on the 29th, the political parties, where we decided that we're going to be lenient for people who made a genuine mistake. People who were so simply lazy to go and have a registration, a voter's card issued again, and they went to seek another one again. We'll be lenient in those cases. But people who deliberately went out to commit fraud, we will prosecute, because impunity has to end in this country. Now, those cases are numerous. So you cannot tell us that voter fraud is minimal. It's not. It's not. If you have 14,000 people involved, that's a lot in just supplementary voter registration. And in the 2021 election cycle, when we went to the Supreme Court, we supplied a large body of evidence to the Supreme Court to indicate that things went wrong. And it was not adjudicated upon because the Supreme Court used technicalities to refuse to review our case. So these cases are there. So the fraud has been there since times immemorial. So you cannot just downplay it for whatever reason, whatever your agenda is. That's your entitlement. But spare us the narrative that doesn't exist. It is existent up to date. And we praise IEC for doing what they are doing today to minimize that fraud, and for consulting the political parties so that we come to the bottom of this. We need to put an end to electoral fraud in this country. That's the only way we could have credible elections.
Yes.
And and harmony, and that's all we want. That's why we're constantly working with IEC to make sure that we have free, fair, and credible elections.